Welcome back to The Road Show. This morning in The Buzz, he used to be on top of the world, but now disgraced cyclist Lance Armstrong is no longer the head of his own cancer-fighting charity. Yesterday, Armstrong resigned as the chairman of Livestrong just minutes before Nike announced it's terminating its personal contract with him. Armstrong was recently stripped of his 7 Tour de France titles after an investigation by the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency found allegations of widespread doping by Armstrong and his teammates. Nike, however, says it will continue to support the Livestrong Foundation. Anheuser-Busch and 24 Hour Fitness have also severed ties with the famed cyclist following the scandal. This is happening all at once for this guy. All these clients are backing out quick. I'm not someone who's going to go out and buy a product just because a sports guy endorses it. If it is true, and they said there is mounting evidence even worse that's coming out about the doping scandal. If it is worse, he just needs to come clean and just get it over with.
Yes, apologize and say I'm
move
sorry.
on.
Yep.
I think Nike keeping its tie with Livestrong makes sense because you think, I mean, he developed this organization and it's doing great things. It benefits a wonderful cause, so that's great. To keep Livestrong going is fine. Lance Armstrong not being the face of it makes a lot of sense as well because that was himself. He was representing that. He was saying, despite all of the things that I've battled in my life, I have taken it upon myself and done all of these amazing things in the cycling world, yet it was a scam.
Right.
So it was smart on his part to back out before there was bad blood, and because I'm sure Livestrong was ready to give him the axe as well. But what surprises me is that, I mean, think of these sponsors dealing with other people. I know we were mentioning Tiger Woods as one of them, and Nike is still behind him. So where do you kind of draw the line?
Well, the big difference, the way I see it, is Lance supposedly, allegedly, cheated using the drugs to win the game.
Right.
Tiger, well, he cheated on his wife, which is not good either by any means. However, it never affected the game itself. So I think that's why Nike's probably sticking by him.
Yeah, and I think that's where it really becomes tough because you do want to make sure that if people are winners and if they're being glorified and almost in this hero status, that whatever they're doing is right and that they're not cheating. Because that's what we're especially trying to teach the youth is you don't cheat. And it does get a little iffy when you do think about someone like Tiger who morally has cheated and has done wrong things. And, I think this even goes into a greater scope where you can think about the musicians. I mean, people still support Chris Brown, and will buy his albums and they'll still put him up on stages, and so I think people have to make personal choice. And as a brand, I can see why Nike and everyone would just drop him because they said cheaters all set. That's exactly it. This is in regards to sports, but other products, I think people need to make their own personal choice.
Growing up, I don't know about you guys, I never really big into sports, but I was never looking up to sports figures either as heroes. A lot of people do. I was not that person. I wasn't the person who was going out and buying something just because some sports figure was the endorser of it or some celebrity was endorsing it. However, I do realize it's a good thing that Nike is still sticking behind and still donating the money for the cancer research for that Livestrong.
I'll tell you what, I'll still buy Livestrong products.
Right.
And I never did because of Lance Armstrong. I did because of the cause. And what it's going to, and because it's such a meaningful thing for a lot of people. And like you mentioned before, I mean, I bought Gatorade because it tasted good. Right. Not because people were, behind it. Right. Not because, Michael Jordan's sitting there drinking his Gatorade and saying, well, Michael Jordan's drinking it, I'm going to drink it. Because some of the stuff, I'll tell you, I've tried it and it tastes bad.
But a lot of people do. A lot of people will go out and just because a sports figure or celebrities endorsing this product, they'll go out and purchase this, and that's not okay.
Especially youth. That's the thing where I think we have to, because we are able to sit back and say, we're not going to waste the extra $50 just because it has Lance's, seal of approval, but it's these kids and these young athletes who are doing it, and I think that this at least teaches them that cheaters don't win. Right. You know what I mean? If you're going to cheat in a sport and if you're going to do something like that and lie, you're going to get in trouble.
They're at a very vulnerable stage in their lives to anything, to, drugs, alcohol, no matter what it is. So yeah, throw a famous face on something and maybe they'll be swayed. Right.
So if it is true, just come clean.
Please.
Let's move on.
Don't lie. We asked our Facebook friends what they thought, and Daniel Sullivan says, I don't think athletes should have sponsors at all. I think single mothers and fathers working 3 jobs to support their families should have sponsors.
That'd be nice.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah. Sloppy Joe, I love his name. He weighed in. He said, drop them if they've done something which directly affected their performance, but I don't care about the mistakes they've made in their personal life. think Nike feels the same way. And Rich Waltress says, I do not believe he doped, but that we live in a day and age where we tear down heroes. Sadly, that approach destroys those who kids could have looked up to.